The silence in the old Carter house wasn't empty. It was thick and profound. Alex felt it pressing down on them and his friends. And when Alex walked into the haunted house with the microphone clipped to their jacket and a flashlight in their hands, they felt it immediately. A silence that imposed itself, heavy and damp. A silence that waited. The old foyer creaked beneath their boots. Wallpaper hung like peeling skin from the walls. A broken chair lay on its side, frozen in a forgotten moment. Dust drifted across the light of a single flickering lamp, casting long, thick shadows along the corridor. Alex had been chasing ghost stories for years. Cold spots, creaking staircases, and bumps in the night were all part of the place's identity. But tonight felt different. The air had weight, and the walls seemed to lean inward, listening. A low sound emanated. Not a whisper, not a moan, but a rhythmic drip of moisture. Not like a trickle of water. No, it was like something sticky dripping onto the wood of the house. They reached for the light switch and the dripping stopped. It stopped, and an eerie silence filled the place. They backed toward the exit. The doorknob, cold as ice, gave them hope and a sense of freedom. But suddenly there was a whisper. No sound, no language. Like dry leaves on stone, or dirt shifting in an open grave. It tickled Alex's ear like his breath. They turned, a flashlight piercing the darkness, and froze. Something stood at the end of the corridor, featureless, completely black, not moving, just watching. Another breath, warm and rotting, like meat left in a damp basement. It touched the back of their necks. Alex ran out the door, through the darkness, not daring to look back. Gravel crunched under their feet as they hurried toward the car. The only sound in the world was their heartbeat. They looked toward the house one last time. They wanted to leave, but they couldn't leave and stop there. No clue, no video, no clicks. So they wanted to go back again, or they'd have no proof they'd been in the house. So they overcame their fear, got out of the car, and drove back. Everyone knew the stories. Whispers, shadows in the windows, a chill that seeped into your bones. But Alex needed proof. For the podcast, for the doubters. They went back inside, switched on the flashlight, and played the tape recorder. Suddenly, the wooden floor groaned as if it were taking its last gasp. Alex froze. They whispered, "Don't be afraid. It's just the floor shaking because it's old." But the air was bitterly cold, and their breathing in front of them thickened. The hallway seemed longer this time. At the far end, the master bedroom door opened suddenly, and then it started again. Droplets dripping onto the floor, louder than usual. Same thing, thicker and sticky. Alex moved forward, his breathing shallow, his fingers trembling. The lamp flickered with every step, as if darkness were trying to swallow the light. The first thing that struck them was the smell. It was the smell of iron. Moldavian decay. They shone the beam into the room. No blood, nobody, no leak. The room was empty, just old floorboards and a cracked mirror reflecting the beam back at them. They felt so relieved. Just the pipes, they told themselves, leaking, no ghosts. Suddenly, Alex's breath caught. His heart pounded. They heard the dripping again, coming from the ceiling. They looked up, but nothing. They looked down at the same puddle, dense. The light flickered once, then twice, before dying down. In the pitch darkness, they heard slow, wet breathing directly behind them. They pulled out of the house and jumped into the car. Alex's trembling fingers jammed the key into place as the engine roared and the tires squealed. They looked fearfully up at the top of the house and into the upstairs window, before turning a corner and losing sight of the house. Something was watching. It didn't have a face, but it was watching them. You could feel it. Suddenly, it was on the inside of the passenger window, in a layer of frost they hadn't noticed before. 2 words. "I'm inside." Noah was a photographer, more specifically, an urban explorer. He specialized in forgotten places, asylums, rusted-out churches, underground tunnels. His YouTube channel had been growing. He was chasing something real, something raw, for a Halloween special. When a follower emailed him a cryptic tip, "Hollow Pines. Don't ask anyone about room 313, just go." He was hooked. Noah drove 6 hours through winding roads and blizzard warnings until he found the lodge. It was a Gothic building, sinking into the snow like it was trying to vanish. Its lights were dim, but a vacancy sign flickered in red. Inside, the lobby looked like time had frozen in 1975. Dusty wallpaper, antique keys on hooks, and a woman behind the desk who looked like she hadn't blinked in years. Without asking, she handed him a brass key and said, "You'll be in room 312. Do not open the door next to yours. And whatever you do, never look through its keyhole." Noah wasn't a stranger to local legends. He'd heard dozens of ghosts in mirrors, possessed elevators, and crying children in abandoned schools. Most of them were nothing but air. But something about room 313 felt off. It didn't have a number on the door. The wood was older, darker, and colder to the touch. As he passed it, he could hear something faint, like a soft dragging sound, or slow, deliberate breathing. Inside his room, Noah set up his gear, night vision, audio recorders, and GoPros. He recorded a short vlog update. "I think this place is hiding something. The manager warned me not to open the door next to me, room 313. Naturally, that's exactly what I'm going to do." He waited until midnight. Then he crept into the hallway. The door to 313 was still, yet he could feel something on the other side. Not movement, not sound, just presence. He pressed his ear to the door. Whispers, not in words, but wet, broken syllables, almost as if something was speaking through water. His hand drifted to the keyhole. He looked. At first it was black. Then slowly, a room began to take shape, dimly lit by a single swinging bulb. The walls were covered in deep gouge marks, and in the center stood a woman. No, not a woman. Something woman-shaped. Her back was to him, hair matted and soaked. She was facing the far wall, motionless except for the occasional twitch in her neck, like a broken marionette. Suddenly, her head jerked. She hadn't turned around, but somehow she was looking at him. And that's when Noah realized. She was staring directly through the keyhole. He flinched back from the other side, a knock. Then a second, scratching slowly, intentionally right across the keyhole, when he looked again. There was an eye pressed against the hole, a wide white one, veiny. But the iris was utterly black, so black it swallowed the light, and then it moved. The eye blinked sideways. Noah didn't sleep. In the morning, he returned to the lobby, pale and shaky. He asked the woman at the desk, "What the hell is in room 313? She stared at him for a long time, and then said something he didn't expect. "You looked, didn't you?" Noah nodded. She reached under the counter and pulled out an old police file. Decades ago, room 313 was sealed off after a guest, a woman traveling alone, was found dead inside. She had scratched her own eyes out, screaming about the face that watched her through the walls. The report said the room was wrong. It didn't appear on the blueprints. Its dimensions have changed. People heard voices whispering their names back to them. After the incident, the area was sealed off. But occasionally the door unlocks itself, and someone new arrives, and someone else looks through the keyhole. Noah left that day. He never published the footage. He deleted the entire trip from his channel. But the strange part? Weeks later, people claimed to see him in new videos, but they weren't posted by him. And in those clips, Noah is never facing the camera. He's always in a dimly lit hallway, staring at a door with no number, as if he's waiting for someone to look back. And if you freeze frame just right, at the exact moment he leans toward the keyhole, you'll see it. An eye. On the inside. looking out, right at you. And remember, some doors were never meant to be opened.